Hello, everyone. Welcome to another project showcase. This time we have the guys from SweetFellas in the interview, and yeah, today I'm especially excited about the interview because this is actually also, or I am actually also part of the crew of SweetFellas. So today the interview is going to be a little bit different. But before we start, we had a giveaway or a small lottery connected to an interview that we had with our artist. And before we start the actual interview now, we would like to draw or announce the winners. So Fabs, you go ahead and to do that in the stage chat now.
Yes, exactly. Hi everyone. Very nice having you around. I know already a lot of people told me they can't join because they are in another time zone, for example. So we will record this interview as well on our YouTube channel, and it comes later. But yes, there was the first interview, a video interview. We had this nice interview with our artist, and a lot of you guys gave nice feedback also within this giveaway. There was optional a line, how did you like the interview? And we had participants there. And I just want to give away first an entry ticket, and later on you will understand a little bit better how this entry ticket works. We did not told you a lot about that and not a lot about the project as well. So that will all come within this interview. So I'm pretty excited about that. The full team is, I would say, they can tell a little bit about that later on. But first, I just use a basic tool. It's a wheel of names. I dropped all names in it and I spin it. You will see it later in the record because I record my stream and I will just post you now a screenshot of the winner, and it is Nighthawk. I have no idea actually if Nighthawk is actually in this interview. Let me copy that in. I have too much windows open on my computer. um, let me drop the picture first, and let me grab his name. Nighthawk, you are the winner here. Pretty nice. And now I remember that Nighthawk is one of our escrow guys here on the server. I'm pretty excited that you win it. Pretty nice to have you around. Another giveaway for all who did not win here and for all who are listening here. It's another giveaway on the server. I just drop a message here, just click the bell button or what it is, and in about, I think, 25 minutes now, 30 minutes, we have another winner. And later on, as I mentioned, we want to explain how that works, how the entry ticket works, and how is it connected to our project. Meditative Monkey, do you want to explain something before I start?
Well, I think I already mentioned some things. This interview is going to be a little bit different. I'm still going to try to guide the interview a little bit, but I'm also going to participate a little bit more than usual because I also have something to share with you guys about our project. And I would say let's start all the way from the beginning, before SweetFellas NFT was a thing. And I think the best way to start it is with Fabs and how we actually got into the NFT space. So Fabs, bring it on.
Yes, all right, let's go. It's all about how I came in the NFT space first and how we created this team, the project, and it's pretty nice to see a lot of people here in this interview already. Ruti, our admin here on the server, some escrows, some people from the German community and from all over the world. Why I mention that is the NFT space becomes bigger and bigger, and it is for me pretty exciting to grow that together with you. And it was, I think for me, it was a time with Space Buds when I came into this space, and for sure at the beginning NFTs were pretty crazy for me. First I had to learn the full blockchain thing, then what is an NFT, a non-fungible token, what is it all about. I had to learn the handling with the wallets and all such. That stuff I also found out is new for a lot of people here, because it's a new space, and together with the escrow team, with the server team, with the admins, we learned together how that all works. So that's basically how I came into this space, and since then it feels a year already, and I know it's just some weeks. There was a lot of development and change, and now the prices go a little bit down, but I see it pretty much for the long run. I see a huge potential into NFTs. There are a lot of multiple options, different options to use this NFT, and there are other people who can explain better what an NFT is, but for me it's way more than owning or buying a digital piece of art. It's more the proof of ownership, let's say that. And if it's a digital art, for example, created by an artist, if you buy this NFT, it's an appreciation for this artist, or for this thing which is connected to it. For example, we grow this this blockchain together, and the Cardano space as well, and that's pretty unique, I would say. I think we will grow a lot of pretty different and unique projects with it. We bring this scene to more people. So NFTs is just one tool to do that, and later on it can be maybe a license to own a house, or it could be an ID for people in another part of world, as the owners of this blockchain, or not the owner but the developers want to achieve as well. For me, and later on we will describe that based on our project, it is something you can own, something you can sell, and it's the direct connection between the artist or the project creators and you and your wallet. And you can do later on what you want to do with it is you can collect it, and I know collecting is one very important aspect of NFTs as well. One more word about the Cardano network, because I know NFTs are more common, and they have a longer history on the Ethereum network, for example. I like this aspect a lot, that it's new on Cardano and it's way more electricity efficient. And that's very important for us in our project as well. We want to underline the sustainable character of the full network, and that connected with our physical piece of art as well, and that later on will be described way better and in more detail with Keno and with Filippo as well. So that is maybe my introduction about the basics, NFT, the ownership, and the Cardano network. So within the last weeks, I learned a lot. I had a lot of connections with different people. I see your names here all in the chat, and here we just see some connections, and I feel that it's a very nice community, very nice connections. And within this community, I was thinking about what can we develop in this network, and I talked with some people, and one was Filippo. We live here together as roommates, and he mentioned a good old friend. He's an artist, and they have a collection, and I don't want to tell you too much about that, but that was the entry point where we found it's a nice idea to build a very small project. I say it's a quality project, and let's connect and build up on that, on community feedback as well. And we learn every week new things, and we we base our decisions based on that, based on community feedback as well. So that's maybe it. I will hand over to Filippo, and you can then explain a little bit better how this connection worked in the last weeks and months.
Yeah, thanks Fabian for the amazing introduction. Well, for everyone who's wondering, I'm Filippo. In the real world, I'm not just a meditative monkey. People call me Filippo. Yeah, so it's a very similar experience for me getting into the space as for Fabian. Like Fabian was the person who introduced me to everything. I was connected to the blockchain and to cryptocurrency for a while now. Had some money invested and was following more or less regularly. And then I remember this one day when I just came home and the NBA Top Shot was still a very big thing here at home. And I was like, what's this? And he introduced me to all this and I made an account and it was really fun. And then the Cardano NFT space came. And I remember this one day, the first day, we're just like sitting in Fabian's room and I felt like taken back to when I was like, I don't know, 12, 13 and coming back from home and I was just logging into my ICQ messenger and chatting with all the friends. It was just like really exciting and I loved the whole experience. And what Fabian already mentioned and what I would just really like to stress here is like the community is just absolutely amazing. I've never encountered so much friendliness, so much like help and just openness in an online community. I mean, there's a lot of trolls and negativity outside, and especially when you're hiding behind kind of like an avatar, people tend to be, sometimes not so nice. And this is just the complete opposite here. And so I'm just extremely grateful for having been introduced to this community and having become such a big part of it so fast. And it's been just a few weeks. I really can't believe that it's just really been a few weeks. And that I was able to lead the interviews here on another server. I'm also giving weekly yoga and meditation classes for the NFT community. So it's just been a really exciting last few weeks. And how our project kind of started was Fabian was just like in the hallway looking into my room, was like, oh, I want to create an NFT as well, man. And then I was like, yeah, that sounds awesome. Let's do it. And then just had this immediately like this click moment. And I thought about Kino, who's also joining. He is one of the creators and the founders of SweetFellas. And I've known him already for over 10, 11 years. And we used to hang out a lot and had some fun when we were younger. And I remember that he's having this art and clothing brand and he's working together with an artist who's also living in the same small city in the north of Germany where we both are coming from, or where all three David Kinomi are coming from. And I think it was the same day or the day after I just called him up and was like, hey, dude, do you want to do this? And then I think it's just been 2-3 weeks or something. I don't know. It's a very short time frame where things just like all fell into place and we realized that it just fits perfect. We're just like the perfect team. We have like each role is kind of like filled from the person that has the strength and the interest to do that. And then I think it's just like 2 weeks ago that I actually also went north to where we all come from and had the interview with David, and everything just really took shape and form. And we're just like really, really excited that this also is encountering such positive responses from the community, and that we're actually trying to do something different and to be a bit more unique in our approach to the whole NFT space and to ownership with this with the art and everything. And so before we get into more detail about the SweetFellas NFT, I would really like Kino to share to all of you what SweetFellas actually is and how it came to be. So bring it on, man.
Yeah, hello everyone. Thank you for having me, and thank you for the nice words. That was pretty awesome. And there's nothing much to add, really. I just want to tell you guys how everything started before the NFT thing, and how the brand SweetFellas was founded, how it developed, what we did in the past, and what we would like actually to do in the future. And myself, I started, I don't know, knowing or hearing about blockchain in 2017. At first, it was just a everyone was talking about how you can make fast money, but after a couple of months being in it, I started realizing what decentralization actually means, and what opportunities coming with that, and how you can actually change the world in much different things, and how you can give power back to the people, and moving away from central institutions in every way. But I don't have to explain you that. I think you're way better informed than I am. So I'm just going to start now with the story. So the idea of SweetFellas, well, actually, the idea of building a brand was born in 2014. My mate David, the artist, who's doing everything, every graphics, everything you actually visually can see with from SweetFellas, he's doing that, and he, as an artist, was looking for new opportunities to express and also, of course, to sell his art. And me coming from an economic background, and David as an artist, thought that it could be a great idea to actually team up by building a brand. And it took us a while, but finally in 2018 we registered SweetFellas as a trademark and founded a small business. And we really fulfilled this classic picture: two guys sitting in the basement of David's sister, working on designs and ideas, and we started investing in decent screen printing machines, fabrics, and methods to really produce good products. And in 2020, we had our first drop with some T-shirts and art prints, of course, and obviously all designed by David and screen printed by us with eco-friendly watercolor inks and environmental friendly screen printing techniques. And we produced small quantities because it was really, really time consuming doing everything handcrafted in a small basement. So the idea was born to stick with that. That means keeping our product special with small quantities and doing everything on our own. That means when someone is buying our product, he, she, or whatever, can be sure that it is something rare, something special, and therefore a great expression for individuality, made with passion and love. And next to the brand thing, David also works on great projects as an artist. He does CD covers, artworks, and what is really important to know, he also does hand-drawn animations. This is really important to point out when it comes to our NFT, because our NFT made by David will go in this direction. And it is super difficult and time-consuming to do hand-drawn animations. You have to keep that in mind. So with David's great work, we were able to build a strong community. I think we just hit 100K followers on TikTok, and we're growing on Instagram. You also can look it up at sweetfellas.studio, or just type in SweetFellas on Insta or TikTok. Some animations actually already hit millions of views. We cover topics like gay rights, feminism, and really want to show people that it's cool and totally fine to be different. In our opinion, different is the new normal, and I don't know, just do whatever you like and be who you like, and whatever. So our vision is that you actually link. I think the other guys, they are going to tell you a little bit more about that. But we want to link physical products with NFTs. That means, imagine wearing a unique product and being able to show and actually prove its originality by scanning a code attached to it with your phone. You can think that further and further, and I think it's just a great thing, because NFTs in the end are digital, and this could be a cool method to combine two worlds, the physical world and the digital world, with the huge topic, we never should forget that, of decentralization. That means we all a community, and we can really change the world with that, not just with art, with everything. And I think I talked a lot now, and that's actually from me. That's from me, yeah.
Well, thanks, man. I think Kino really just beautifully outlined that we're trying to take over the philosophy and the vision of SweetFellas into the SweetFellas NFT world, and try to stay true to the handcraft, to the real manual work, and just connecting with our NFT-L system, just the real world products towards the digital world. And I think Fabian is just also really interested in this. We're really excited about this kind of thing, and that I think the connection that we made between SweetFellas and us here, it was just such a perfect fit. So maybe Fabian, you can also tell us a little bit like what you really appreciate and what you think is really important about what we're trying to do here.
Yeah, exactly. It fits very well my introduction. So if you buy an NFT, it's a proof of ownership, but it's also an appreciation of the project or the philosophy of the project. And with buying an NFT, for example, and you of course will get a physical piece, and we want to highlight that more and more later, but you will also stand behind things the project is focusing on. And Keno was mentioned that very well, that they within their physical project, they try to focus on quality, on small editions, not on quantity. And we want to underpoint that with NFTs, and later on it becomes also more focused on handmade, on manual work, and also on this sustainable and organic aspect. It's not the next t-shirt made in Vietnam. I think you're all aware about the problematics if you buy very cheap products as well. So that's why we want to create quality here. And maybe I can start a little bit more how we want to drop our first NFT, because here we have the first connection between the NFT and the first edition in the physical art. This NFT-Link, we had that as a term, is, as Keno described, a code on the t-shirt, and if you scan it on this t-shirt, you will see the NFT, the digital art, on your phone. And what we want to do at the first edition is we want to bring the fixed pictures or the fixed art on the shirt, we want to bring it to life. Due to this digital connection, we want to drop an animation which is fixed on the shirt, but in this digital piece it becomes to life. And since there is our artist David behind, he invested a lot of time already, and we want to point out that it's not just a random picture or something, it's all handmade. And Keno described that already, that this animation is not just digitally created, but instead it is drawn by hand on digital frames, and all these frames become like an animation. We don't want to show too much to it. Maybe Filippo can tell a little bit more about it, and while he's talking, because I'm bad in multitasking, I will drop some frames already in the chat where you see that the single frames are all drawn, and together later on you will see that with edition 0 they come to life, and that is also in connection with this NFT link. But Filippo, if you want to tell a little bit more while I drop it, please go on.
Yeah, right, thanks. I was also just about to drop, but perfect, let's do it that way. Yeah, well, as Fabian already said, like we're really trying to focus on this real manual work to bring the connection of the real handcraft to the digital world, and what you can see here in a bit in the stage chat, it's a animation of where you can see all the single frames that have been drawn by hand, and all these frames. So when you look at the little guy with the T-shirt, he has so many single strokes on there, and these were all drawn by hand. And all those, I don't know how many papers they printed those papers out now and put them on the wall for you, so you can see how much work actually went into this. And so this is kind of the philosophy that we're trying to bring into the NFT space. And now we have a drop of 69 NFTs, out of which 5 will be with our NFT-L, so NFT-L short form for NFT-Link. That means 4 of those can be kind of like won randomly when you buy an NFT. 4 out of those will be randomly then assigned to someone who pays for it. And the ID one, so the first one, will also be connected to a T-shirt, and this we will auction. We're not quite sure where, on Twitter or on the Discord server. We're trying to find something nice as well where we can auction it. And so we will have a total of 5 T-shirts with the NFT-L on it. And so you can really also have this really cool gadget that you just have to pull your phone. You can scan your code, and then you will be directly forwarded to this animation, really showing the different frames on the T-shirt, then in a very nice movement. However, as Fabian and Kina already mentioned, we're trying to make this a little bit more exclusive and a little bit more focused on exclusivity and reducing the amount of NFTs, but making maybe in the future only NFTs that are connected to physical products. And as well as to the first drop, I don't know if anyone if you watched the interview with David, he mentioned that this little SweetFellas have been created because he was into street art, and he would always wanted to have a tag, kind of like a tag in street art is like your signature kind of, but he was never really into writing. So he created this kind of like the SweetFella, and so I think the idea is also a little bit why our first drop is one of those SweetFellas, and that he's kind of like creating his tag, his signature on the NFT world and the NFT space and the digital art. And then in the coming drops, this will also, of course, evolve into different arts, because if you look at David's art on our website and also in the documentary or in the interview, you will really see how versatile he is, and so there's a lot of things to be seen in the future for sure.
Yeah. Sorry for coming in again. I just have to make a small correction because that's also really important. It was actually the other way around. So David was drawing all this you can see on actual paper, and he scanned in every single frame to create this animation. So he did it the other way around. You can also see other animations or like that on our channels on TikTok or Instagram, whatever. But this is what David does. He's painting stuff actually on paper, and then scanning it and creating these animations. And we have and we also have to mention that this is not the final product you can see there. The NFTs they also in color. Yeah.
Exactly, that was my point. So the final animation looks pretty dope. It morphs a little bit, it moves, and it comes also in different colors. So the NFTs will be different. We will later on show the quantities and such, but the total supply of NFTs for the just zero edition is 69 pieces, and 5 will be connected to a T-shirt. So it will be random if you get a shirt or not for the first edition, because we want to try it out, and Keno is also building up the studio for all the printing stuff. As he mentioned, we do that all manually by hand, and that is just the first try. We don't want to show the NFT yet, Mepo. We want to show it later on. It's nice that you want to see them already. That's something for next week. But yeah, that explains maybe a little bit how we want to distribute the first edition. And the first edition comes with some other benefits as well. We describe them later in detail. But yeah, we want to create benefits for these who are in at the beginning, directly at the beginning as a support. We are building up all stuff in the meantime, and we want to work that out together with you. We have a rough roadmap as we mentioned already, but we want to make that based on community feedback and how you're liking it, and based on that we want to adapt. If you mention more and more you like the sustainability aspect and the quality aspect of the clothes of the brand, we will focus more and more on that as well and connect that with the project.
Right, exactly. And there won't only be t-shirts. The physical products will also be different in the future. We just thought it would be a nice way to start with a wearable gadget. And yeah, I think maybe we can talk a little bit also more about the technical side. It's been discussed a lot of times already. It's not necessarily unique how we do it. But maybe Fabian, you can also maybe mention some details about the minting or the whole process of the sale.
Exactly. The minting is pretty basic. I don't need to explain that. I think everybody saw that in other projects. We want to keep it simple first. We just mint after we sell them, and then we send them out. We have great support by that. You saw with the SweetFellas entry tickets, we minted them in the network. It's not like completely automated with a node. It's not necessary with the first edition, but yeah, we trained that already. We have a good support there from another very nice project. We will mention that later on, but minting, it's just a technical part. I don't want to explain too much there. The sale will happen next weekend. We will announce that on our Discord channel as well. The Discord channel is also linked in the stage chat and in the interview channel. We will mention how it works, but we want to keep it simple. Basically, you can entry a slot, and based on that we will give away 69 in total, or 68 one goes into the auction. We gave away 10 entry tickets already, or we will do. 3 are open in the giveaway on Twitter, for example. One goes out here today in the stage chat, and with these entry tickets you have a safe slot for our first edition for next week. So that's how it's working. We will describe that in detail on Discord. Pretty easy, and I think you have a lot of experience on that. Filippo, do you want to add something? Did I forget something?
No, I think you mentioned everything, man. I think we're not don't have a complete detailed way of doing it yet, or at least don't want to give it away yet, but these details will follow in the following days. But I would like to congratulate how do I pronounce that name? Bigger than S1, you won. Congratulations to another SweetFellas entry ticket. However, for everyone who didn't win anything yet, there's still the biggest giveaway going on our Twitter, and I've been getting some push notifications on my phone throughout the whole interview. Such and such followed you, such and such followed you, so you guys are amazing. looked at some retweets as well. So you just head over to our Twitter page and do the things mentioned in our giveaway, and then you have also the chance to win 1 out of 3 entry tickets to our art gallery, and therefore to the edition 0 drop.
Exactly. I think now comes the most important part for us. It's the interaction with the community. So if you
Right.
have some specific questions to Keno, to Filippo, to Mai, or to our team, basically hit us up in the stage chat or raise your hand here. You can talk with us. We want to make everything open, and we want to, as I told you, adapt to the community. So are there any questions?
Hi everyone, nice to see you all. I'm back today.
Hi.
First, nice to meet you, Kino and Fabian. I already know you, so I'm gonna pass on the greetings. I have a question, not regarding price or minting or techie stuff. It's about community. I've watched David's interview, and I've seen and noticed he told he was queer himself, right? My question is, do you guys plan with the SweetFellas NFT to, build a more inclusive and a more, how can I say, more, familiarized community to embrace people more and more to, help them understand their own differences and to teach people that there is not a problem to be different, because I think David's role in this project is amazing, not only because he's an artist, but because he is queer, and showing people that we can grow and we can love people being queer, not being queer, and just showing love and helping and delivering a project as great as this one. It's amazing. So what do you plan to do with this? What do you plan to, how do you plan to make this community grow?
It was so beautiful said. So we like our next collection is titled basically "Welcome to the Welcome Zone." I mean, you all know what that means. That means everyone's welcome who's accepting and loving. People, basically people with good intentions, and it's actually. It would be great to hear David talking about that, because he's actually the one who is gay, and I'm not in the position to talk about difficulties in the daily life when you're gay, for example. But what I can say is that he really inspired me to accept every kind of expression, and that really changed me as a human being, and made myself, to be honest, a better human being, because I just respect the self-confidence to be different, to coming from a small town where being different is weird, and where people talking about you, and still following your dreams so consistently and with so much passion. So I have to give a huge compliment to that. And how we're trying to support all this movement. Firstly, I think the new generation which is coming up, which also is really big on TikTok, for example, is way more open-minded and way more accepted to this specific topics. And we can also see that the male feminine roles are melting together in style and fashion and in other ways. And we just want to firstly use models which are representing this different approach, and we want to obviously support foundations, LGBT foundations, Black Lives Matter foundations. We also want to bring back something to the nature by supporting the Worldwide Fund, for example. But I think there are many great opportunities to support this kind of movement. And what is really important is when you see in your daily life, when you see people treating other people badly because in their eyes they're different, just stand up, speak up, say something, because that's the only way actually to change how people think and educate them, because it could be so much better, and there's still so much to do for women, for gay people, for transgender, for the nature. Just speak up, be a decent person, and change the world. Yes.
Thank you. I actually loved your answer. And to be honest, I would love to hear David himself talk about this. I think it would be an honor to see his view on how everything's going around, and how much work and how much love he puts into every piece, and how much his experiences have affected every single piece is done. So if maybe we could, see something on your guys's Discord server, like of him talking about this, it would be lovely.
There will be an interview with him next week as well, as soon as we can schedule it.
Oh, nice. Cool.
There's also one point that I want to mention, that it's because you asked how we would like to integrate this into this community, into the community building. But I think it's also very much the other way around. How can we bring this openness, this inclusivity that already exists in this community? Because it doesn't matter where you're from, which race you are, which gender, it really doesn't matter here. We're all the same. And this is something really beautiful in this, especially this Discord community and the whole NFT space. It's also about how can we bring this into the real world. And I think this is also something that we're trying to work on and make a reality here.
Exactly.
Inclusiveness, respect, and love should be spreaded around, just like water flows.
Right.
And Lara, I think we both made the same experience within this community, that it doesn't matter who you are, where you come from. I mean, we connected from the other side of the world already, and we want to import this becoming possible with NFTs, because here we can create the direct connection between the artists within the community, anyway, where you are, who you are, etc. So I like this aspect very much. I just found out during the talks with David and seeing this interview that he gives a lot into his artwork, and he wants to express that as well. You see a lot of development. I don't want to talk too much about that, but I get your point that it makes so much sense to get his personal view, his personal comments, and I think he's available on the next interview, and then we can really focus on that and make it very welcoming and cool to create such a community.
Exactly.
All right. Thank you so much for your question, Lara, and for your contribution.
Thank you guys for listening, and thank you also Kino and Fabian for your answers, because the more we question, the more we interact.
Thank you.
Can I think I can leave now.
Thank you.
Bye everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you. Yes, so we will be available on the stage chat as well, if you want to hit up us with some questions. It was pretty dope to explain that, because before that it was a little bit uncertain, I would say. We will also have another interview. Mepo connected me to that on NFT update IO. Maybe we can then there focus on some other aspects of our team and on our goals. So would be nice to see you there around. Thank you.
Thanks everyone for listening in. And thank you, Kino and Fabian, as well, for the project, for being here with me. And yeah, wish everyone a beautiful day, beautiful evening, and I'll see you for the next interview.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for connecting us and for the opportunity to build this amazing project and to spread love. See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye.